fact that being under stress, and most people are under stress all the time, they lose a lot of efficiency to be able to make good decisions, to see the possibility that they have. Not only that, sooner or later the body starts complaining with all kinds of diseases. This is happening in our world in a great extent. And in fact, everyone knows, and every research points out, that even though the technology has become a new god, science and technology, and has given us so many tools to make our life easier, the fact is our life has become much harder, more miserable. We have no time for ourselves. The pressure we feel is unbearable. And we don't have time to even not just associate with one another in a useful way, but not even to associate with our own selves. We are actually alienated from our own selves. So, the way we have created our lives, the way we found our lives from our parents, and the way things are going, unfortunately, we cannot say, I'm not going to use the technology. But let's use the technology. Let's use the cell phone. Let's use the computer. Let's use the bus. Don't let the computer and the cell phone and the iPad to use you, because that's what's happening. Most young people, and adults, but especially college students, from what I observe, when I walk on the street, when I'm in the classroom, when I go and take the bus, they are not using the technology. It's a huge tragedy. The technology is using our young people. And this is going to have their very not good implications, results, when you start making your work, your families, and so on and so forth after 5, 10 years from today. So, in an increasing of complexity world, with a lot of things coming up, as you can see, I hope you see not just your classes, but you watch internationally what's happening, socially, economically, because you need to know. How are you going to make good decisions if you are unaware? Ignorance is the worst thing that can be in your lives. Ignorance. You must be aware. And you must be aware not just about facts, but be aware what is the cause of the facts. And when you understand what is going on around you, then you will be able to make educated decisions, what major, what career later, in case that you cannot find a job, and so on and so forth, to be able to not lose faith in yourselves, but to be able to function normally. Instead, losing your job, you hear so many people go and commit suicide. How do they help their families by doing that? They don't help their families. Or, get sick, because out of worry become sick. So it's absolutely necessary to be stressless, to be able to do the good priorities. If you are not in the right major, let's go to the meat of the issue here. If you are not in the right major, you will be stressful. You will not be able to do things easily. You will have to put a lot of effort. Eventually, you will become sick. Physically, intellectually, and spiritually. Sooner or later in their lives, you must find the right soil where to plant your skills, who you are, in the right soil. Because if you plant it in the wrong soil, sooner or later you will wither. Every year you will wither more. You will not produce. Whatever you will produce, you will be bitter to yourselves and to other people around you. There is a nice book I have in mind, Making a Life, Making a Living. Beautiful book. It talks about people, they change their careers in the middle of their lives. That's possible. It's very rare. It is almost a miracle when people are at that kind of years, 30, 40, 50, to change their careers. It's very rare. And it's almost impossible. Before you go into such a way that you want to do it, but you're not able to do it, so for 30 years you will just watch your calendar every day and say, when am I going to retire? I'm going to have a good life. I think if you become a person like that, to talk about retirement, I think you already are dead. I don't think you're alive. I think you're dead. And I used to work in places that people were having salaries of $150,000 and $200,000 and $90,000, permanent jobs. And they were talking about retirement every day. And I worked from two of these jobs where I was permanent with high salary. I walked out because I said, I don't want to be in a place that people talk about continuously about retirement when I know also myself I'm not happy about being in this place and do what I'm doing. And I think it was the greatest decision I have made in my life to go ahead and start with almost zero. From $8,000 a month, $500 a month, not even for sure, and slowly work up myself in 5-6 years in this campus to be able to teach full time.